Hello everyone, welcome to RPG Thursday. I almost said RPG Wednesday. It's still apparently taking some time in my brain to switch over. That's all because I didn't actually go to bed until 9 in the morning. So I'm running on about 5 hours of broken sleep. Yay. It doesn't help that after last night's stream I was still mega awake. So I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do some more Pathologic 2. And I fucked up my run, which annoys me. So I thought, oh fuck it. I was honestly going to be keeping on going if I hadn't fucked it up, but I fucked it up so bad I was like, fuck it. I'm going to find the earliest non-fucked point that I've currently got, and I'm going to go from there. And that's currently where I am. I reloaded the the latest save point I had before the fucked up part, essentially, before I got infected. Yeah, that's what happened. And then, oh yeah, I saved it, so that would be my last, my most recent save. So yeah, that's bastard. It completely is, my fault because I stupidly went and intentionally got infected because there's maybe two trophies in the game which require you to be infected. I honestly can't remember if the one where you test the serum on yourself requires you to be infected or not. If it does, then I could just easily make a save after creating a serum, and then going and testing it, or going and purposely getting infected, then test it, and pop the achievement, and then reload the save. The other one I definitely do need to get infected for, but there is a way of getting infected, as per story/quests. So I'm not too worried about that for the other trophy. Excuse me. I have to look at that. But yeah, so getting into day 4 on the game, and getting a moderate way through day 4, and then being at a point where there was nothing I could do except die. I can't believe I actually managed to deathloop myself on the easiest difficulty with all the sliders set in my favour. Oh well, what can you do? Yeah. Day 4 I got to out of 11/12. Wasn't fun. And now I've gone all the way back to day 2. Part way through day 2 as well. It's fine. It's fine. I'll be doing more of that over the weekend. To be fair, I don't know what I'll be doing over my weekend. Because I'm fairly sure that I'm going to be finishing this game today. I'm very sure of it. Because it very much seems like the conversation I cliffhangered everyone beforehand last week, and that I'm about to have, I'm fairly sure that will trigger the end game. Because where I currently am, it had that sort of thing, like, before I went over to the island, one of my inner voices said, "Are you sure this is what you want to do now? Have you gotten all your accounts in order?" I was like, that's the kind of thing a game says to you before you go into the end game. This is going to be the point of no return. Do shit now, otherwise you've lost your chance to this playthrough. And they have said, that the boat only has enough fuel for one return trip, which means that everything I do on the island is going to be a one-time thing, which I think, because I've seen who I'm fairly certain is the killer, well, I'm incredibly certain is the killer, I'm going to have this conversation with them, and then we're going to find out what happens. Then it's going to go into the end, because then afterwards, because my whole reason for being here in game is to catch this guy, to find out who killed the guy who got hanged. That was my whole thing for being here, was solving the case. Once I get the killer, the case is solved, game ends. Which, it's interesting to do. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see a game based around a detective, and that whole series of crime solving things, only it's just a single crime that's actually set around. Because most detective games, you go off and you solve a variety of crimes. But no, this is just the one. Well, it's just the main one, the singular main one. There's those different side quests and side crimes you can do, but it is just one. The only other one I can think of off the top of my head being Condemned, but that's not so much of a detective game. But yeah, so this may well be my last stream of Disco Elysium. And as I've said in Discord, and as I said last night, if I finish early enough, I'm going to be switching immediately into the next RPG Thursday game, which has been pre-selected, and still being kept slightly under wraps, unless people were there when I selected it and know what I'm doing, because I haven't shown it yet. But it's something that has been on the RPG Thursday list for a while, and, you know, I mean, I'm interested to play. I was going to say eager, but I'm going to say interested, because I don't quite know much about it. I know that it's very, very well received, but I tried to play it a long time ago, and I didn't get into it all that well. So I'm, you know, holding out hope that it'll snare me this time. Because honestly, back when I was playing these kind of games when I was young, well, RPGs in general, I missed the gist of RPGs. I just played games. I wasn't that much, you know, into, you know, discerning a well-made game from a badly made game. I didn't appreciate some of the small things and all the other things of it. Like going back through Final Fantasy VII, the original that I'm, you know, have been on and off doing, is a whole different experience for me now. From, you know, when the first time I played it, because, you know, I remember the first time I played it. I remember when it came out on PlayStation 1 and I got it on release and played the ever-living fuck out of it. I played it badly. Very badly. I inadvertently did a low-level challenge because I didn't grind. I didn't know what the point of grinding was. I didn't see the point of grinding. My whole thing was, well, if the game was made for me grinding, then it would tell me. It wouldn't be, you know, available to, you know, just be played straight off. The game is made for grinding, because all the other things you can get. Holy fuck! Because my current playthrough, I've got most of the level 4 limit breaks. I think I'm on disc 2. Yeah, I think I'm close to the end of disc 2, and I've got most of the level 4 limit breaks. But yeah, so wonderful thing about retro games is you get to go back to the games that you remember as a kid, but you have all the experience of being an adult, or a more experienced gamer. So you can look at it with hindsight and see either, oh yes, this actually was a really good game, better than I gave it credit for, or actually this game's awful. Like it's happening with Jak and Daxter. Jesus Christ, that game. Well, I'm not even trying to stall, literally. Like, but yeah. It's time to read up on some chat, and then we'll jump into things. Hello and welcome, Woodgrim. Hello, welcome, Mal. Locked on Liquid Nights and Whirling Disco Lights. I'm gonna miss being able to. I'm gonna miss having that on stream every week. I really am. Because the problem is that it actually doesn't fit all that many other things. Although to be fair, the main theme of it is dealing with amnesia. So if I play another game that deals with amnesia, I possibly could use that again. That's a possibility. But also, like, I just know, like, if I'm going to be well, actually, no. When I opened up YouTube today, I knew what the I can't talk. I've had coffee and now I can't talk because my brain and my mouth are out of sync. YouTube recommendations knew what mood I was in today, because as soon as I opened it up, Liquid Nights and Disco Lights was there. I was like, yeah, kind of that. DJ, hello and welcome. Remember to not get hit by the spikes and jump on their heads. Oh wait, wrong game. Exact wrong game. I haven't played a game like that in ages. I'm trying to think when the last platform I played was. Technically last year with the Assassin's Creed platformers that I briefly played. And, you know, talking 2D platformers, because otherwise it was last night. With almost call it Ratchet and Clank. My brain is just not going today. It really is not. Thank you for the hydration, my DJ. The Halo live action looks promising. All female cast and how they introduce it must achieve getting easily beaten by the female antagonist. See, the only thing I've heard of the Halo live action is A, the monster fuckers are going wild over the elites, and B, most people are hating on Cortana's design. I was like, I'm sorry, but they kind of lost me with Halo 2. Just in general. I enjoyed the first Halo. All the rest of them was like, nah. Couldn't get into them. Didn't like them. Of course, that messing up like that takes skill. I remind people of what Sonic looked like for the movie before fans demanded he be changed. That will always stand as a glowing pillar of just how badly people can fuck things up. I know. We go from that, and the whole joke being that Jim Carrey is admitted to hospital for problems with his back from having to carry the entire movie, to them redoing the design, and then the film doing so well, there's a sequel plan, well, not planned, it's being filmed, which has Idris Elba as Knuckles, and it's like, Idris Elba was not intended to make Knuckles sound sexy, but holy shit, he did. And his reaction, nice. Which I like. He's surprised in this day and age. Honestly, personally, no, I'm not. I'm really not. Low leveling 7 is basically like high leveling 8 as if it's your first time playing. Yeah. Yeah, it's very easy to do, because you don't understand how the game's supposed to work. I think I have vague memories of going up against the final boss of 7 when I was like level 38? Something like that. I was not that high level. I was definitely nowhere near. I was definitely not over level 50. Definitely not. And I couldn't beat him. I could not beat the final boss with my best team. You want to know how I beat him? I switched in a character that I never used. Kite Shi. Or, no, Cat Shi. It always feels weird to actually use the proper pronunciation of his name, rather than how I used to call him, which was Kite Sith. It's Cat Shi. Thank you to Mori, even though she's not here at the moment, for pointing that out with the pronunciation. But yeah. For some weird reason, my main squad, my most powerful squad, was Cloud, Barrett, and Vincent. Couldn't beat him with those three. Switched out Vincent for Cat Shi. Beat the final boss every single time. Like, I did it 3 times just to check it wasn't a fluke. I beat him every single time with Cat Shi. It's like, how? This I'm not even using any good equipment for him. He doesn't even have any of his upgraded shit. How is he good? I suppose it was his limit break doing the random amounts of damage. But still. Weird. So yeah, hello and welcome. Dragon waving. Hello, welcome Torian. More noon. Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely more noon. Definitely feels like more noon. Oh yeah, it was god awful before it was changed. It was. It really was. It's like, it was almost like their excuse was they wanted to make Sonic look more human. But it's like, I've seen Sonic art that looks more like Sonic than what they did. Oh, glad that got changed. I really am, because I really enjoyed the Sonic movie. Don't think I could have enjoyed it quite as much had they kept the original design. I really don't. I mean, I would still take enjoying the movie because, the movie was really well done, and, Jim Carrey as being Robotnik was amazing. Especially, the sequence that's in the script actually says Jim Carrey acts like Jim Carrey for 15 minutes. That was what was written in the script, and they just say, do what you want. And that sequence with Robotnik dancing in the truck and making coffee and all that kind of stuff was all Jim Carrey ad-libbing it. That was amazing. I loved it so much. Comment about messing up was in regards to Deathloop in Pathologic 2. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, messing up like that did take skill. So basically what I did was I got infected on purpose, and when you are infected, you start taking health damage constantly. Now at low level infection, which I was at most of that time, my health has been slightly tickled. However, your infection level gradually increases, especially when you're in the infected districts. Like if you have no infection but you have your immunity bar has to empty before you get a chance of being infected in the infected districts. If you have even the smallest bit of infection, When you spend time in the infected districts, your infection meter grows, and the bigger it gets, the more damage you start taking. And after day 3, the infection starts really taking hold, and day 4, there's a lot of infected stuff you need to do. And yeah, that just basically killed me, because the only way to reduce your infection rate is to take antibiotics, which also damages your health, and you can't get rid of the infection completely. And I got to this point where I had a load of antibiotics. I could not take enough antibiotics to lower my infection rate enough without killing me. So I lowered it. I went to sleep to try and regain my health, but then that increased the infection rate back again, and then started reducing my health again. It's like, I've death looped myself. I've actually managed to death loop myself on the easiest mode in Pathologic 2. Shows the game's still not easy. All you know is that Halo fans aren't going to watch newly established characters beating Master Chief, especially with how many badass females already in the Halo series. Yeah, this is true. This is also very true. And also, especially with Master Chief basically having been established lore-wise as the pinnacle of all fighting forces in, well, pretty much the whole military. It pretty much is sort of like, if you're going to bring along something that easily beats Master Chief, it's got to be something from a new alien race that is so overpowered it beats a Spartan. It beats, the Spartan to end all Spartans. So yeah, I think they might have missed the point a bit there. Good morning or afternoon, whatever time is relevant. This is why I use the phrase more noon. Mostly because a lot of the time when I talk to people when I've just woken up, because it'll be in the afternoon for me, but most of the people I talk to are in America, and it's the morning for them. Morning, afternoon, more noon, and it's technically still the morning for me because I've only just woken up. Thus I use more noon. They have to wake up so bad. They did. They really did. If they fixed it all, would have been tanked high. It would have done. It really would. It would have tanked so hard in just just based on people not wanting to see Sonic looking like that. But as it is, when they fix it, such a good movie. Such a good movie. With so many good references in it. Vaughn, hello and welcome. Haven't seen the Sonic movie? I wholly recommend it, Wigan. I really do. It's very good. It is very, very good. DJ, hello and welcome. Meow? What? This is HBO Max. I was going to say, because it's on there. Do the thing for you if you want to see it. Oh, Torian banning Sussy Baka. I had Sussy Baka in earlier as well. There. Screen sharing Discord is wonderful. Oh yeah. You see more night. Now that covers everything. See, here's me thinking in 2024, and Zaya's here thinking in 2030. Too advanced for me. There's me. It's the afternoon, but I've just gotten up because I work night shifts. Technically, so do I. Just not to that extent. I just stay up. I'm streaming till 4 in the morning for me for 2 nights a week, and then actually no, 3 nights a week if I do an art stream on Sundays, and then I just I routinely stay up till 4 in the morning or thereabouts anyway, because that's my sleeping schedule, and I just wake up in the afternoon. So that's roughly now. Moving out to Malk server. It's doable. There are voice chat channels in there available to everyone, so yeah, it is doable. So yeah. Alright, that is chat caught up with. Why do I have messages already on Discord? Oh, it's probably because I started streaming and had to go, properly live here halfway through a conversation with the siblings. Went to bed at a reasonable time, but often don't sleep overly long, 3 to 5 hours and up for a bit. Yeah, same for me. I tend to be like, I'll sleep for somewhere between 2 and 4 hours, then I'll wake up. And depending on how I am, it will either be my brain going, nope, that's it, we're awake now, we're doing the rest of the day on 4 hours of sleep. Or I will get up, I'll play a game for a little bit, and then I'll go back to bed and sleep for a bit more. So, yeah, it's random with me. Yeah, was from the Sonic trailer. I don't know if it's in the movie. You also said hello, welcome to me twice now. I hadn't actually seen you're oh yeah, because he said remember not to get hit by spikes and jump their heads. Oh yeah, sorry about that, DJ. I can't remember if it was in the movie. I think it was, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I couldn't have picked it up just from that. It is in the movie, cool. Also, that plague mechanic sounds like a Wayfarer thing that from Soft Terror and Toxic. It is. It is Wayfarer. It's just, there are so many things you can do to reduce your infection build-up. So many things. But once you get infected, that's it. You're infected until you make the panacea or you touch the town's heart. Those are the only things you can do to get rid of it. The only things. You can reduce it, but you can't get rid of it. It's the same time. It's the same with how other people infected by the plague. You can reduce their infection, and you can boost their immunity, but you can't get rid of it once they're infected. So cannabis is legal here, and I was told to put myself back to sleep at 6:30 AM. That's a really good plan. It's not legal here. No, I haven't smoked it since I was, Jesus Christ, since I was 19. I was only nearly 17 years ago. Fuck me. Didn't see there were messages from the sibling chat. Oh no, me and Scoo were talking about the team stuff. And the fact that Red Team, while while Red Team has Zeta, we pretty much have only 2 active members in the Red Team, and there's no way I can get many of the other people to be active because they're just quite passive people. But Blue Team, despite having fewer members, has everyone posting regularly, so Blue Team's gonna win this very easily. You want to type? I need to rest. Yeah, my brain's like that. It's like, you're tired. Okay, let's go to sleep. Nah. Coffee then? Yeah, you can try coffee. It's not going to work, but you can try it. Thanks, brain. Imagine if from you that's in all that poison swamps. I don't think I would ever play a From game again. Oh wait, I'm not going to. But yeah, if From had done that thing, as if you get poisoned or toxic, that's it. You've got that for the rest of the game. No thanks. No thanks at all. Yeah, Blue Team will win sadly, but well. Yeah, it was still, a fun little thing. But yeah, Blue Team's going to win. Although to be fair, the thing that I don't know what's going to be, who's going to win, is who will win the gift card. Because I don't really keep tabs on who's active in Blue Team. Because it all seems to be very, very similar between who's active. If it's activity all over, it's not activity it's all over. It's activity within the winning team. But yeah, it's going to be Blue Team that's going to win. In fact, your surgical wound is not doing well. Oh, sorry to hear that, Zaya. It's not good at all. I've personally, actually no, I have had somewhat slight experience of that, but it was back in my early teens, so I don't really. Actually, no, I think it was before my teens, but yeah, I don't remember that. Life just does kick you in the teeth. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that, I don't know, I can give you some laughs, some distraction, and some what the fuck moments, because Disco Elysium is full of what the fuck moments. He had 4 incisions, 2 are perfectly fine, 2 not. Oh, ouch. Well, at least not all 4 of them are bad. Slight silver lining. I don't know. Right. Everything's caught up with. Let's jump over. There's another message. I'm going to say it's Torian. This is true, yes. Slight positives where we can. Oh, well, I've got stuff in here. Where? Oh. Another fuel canister. It sells on fuel in this massive canister. A litre or 2. The metal looks decades old. The logo of an automotive manufacturer Lum is faded on the side. That's worth a lot. If I actually needed money, I'd sell that. But also having also collecting it here and it being valuable seems like a slight kick in the teeth as well. Yeah, that was you. Thought so. You haven't had a non-dental surgery in 20 years. I've had one surgery and one tooth extraction in my entire life. I've also never broken any bones or needed stitches. Right, rest in the flak tower. Your damaged physique has earned its rest, no matter what thoughts and dreams it may bring. No. I've had 9 surgeries and 4 of them with the abdominal issues. Jesus Christ. If you have a 10th one, do you get a little card stamp to get your next one for free? Sorry, that was that was awful. You lost a bunch of teeth when you had your kids. Ooh. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Right, frequent surgery. And here I was worried that joke was going to be in poor taste. Nope. Apparently I know my audience. I had 1 surgery and it was biopsy of the cervix. That was fun. I don't even have one of those and that made me flinch. It was in poor taste. I was just tolerant. Well, to be fair, if they didn't laugh because of it, I could say they're lactose intolerant. Came back clear with cancer. So that is good. Yes, that is very good. I'm glad to hear that. Noisy to offend and humour helps you get through lots of crap anyway. This is true. Also, you know why cows can't paint their nails? Because they lactose. Thought my brother was bad being in hospital almost every other year. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Woodgren, from what you said about your brother, that is kind of special. Oh well, here we go.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth. Then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours.
Do you guys know what the movie Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common? Icy dead people! I love that both Woodgren and I went for something about dead people and I just gone, icy dead people.
Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
Are you the fire guy?
The what now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell 2 kids to put out a fire? 2 twins.
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position. Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
This guy gives me vibes of being like Rene. Loving around people who appreciate your jokes. I'll go meant the paper one. That's the paper one. Shit, ice purple black alcohol hurts. Oh god, yeah it does. Yeah. I'm sorry it is. You've retained your eyesight.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
A few of the generators then used the console.
I should have burned that console down.
How did you know I was coming?
The boat engine. On the water.
Nice going you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
How bad was Harry Woundsmith at the end of the stream of this? Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. He got shot like on the outside of his thigh. He's had trouble walking, and you had, pangs of pain every now and then, but, nowhere near as bad as I thought it was from the narrative. The narrative make it sound like he got his dick shot off. It's better than sepsis, so I just gotta grit down and do what I need to do, but damn, oh god, yeah. Yeah. Much better than sepsis, but still, ouch. Many things are better than sepsis. Yeah. Is that Bel Magav?
It's a Triangong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
Where's this low tech, either Europe or Star Wars? Close the blast doors! Both. I lightsabered my way through. Just like I teleported up the ladder.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
The Sinyao commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
So I need you to put down that gun so we can talk further. We're with the police.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
Kim is the true murderer.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
I don't have enough points in authority for that. Oh, I can. Oh, I can put something into it. Ah!
It's a
Fuck.
good line, but your voice slips on, Commander, producing a little squeak. Sounds like you're afraid.
You're a
Big-time operator of the pederast army. How about I keep it, huh? Hand it over to a real killer. A Briskar.
Is this a horror game? Not really, no. This game is more of a it's a role-playing game with a heavy amount of free choice in it.
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's forehead.
Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
The old man lays the rifle down carelessly, then looks at it lying there.
Like an amputated limb in the sand.
Pick up the gun.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand.
You roleplay as a really drunk and dramatic cop. Yeah, you can basically decide if you want to become like, essentially, before this, you find out that you used to be a super cop. And then it's up to you whether you want to continue being a super cop or whether you want to continue with what led you to lose your memory, which was a massive, massive binge of drugs and alcohol. And, or, if you want to think that you're the harbinger of the apocalypse, you actually can go down that route. Tends to say it was Liberty Dose as well. Yeah. Yeah, it is very much, very, very trippy. Inspect it closer.
In a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut.
Interesting. It is a very interesting game. It's just, I'm very sorry that you're seeing the ending of it,
On the
rather than
bottom,
some part earlier in.
writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
So you said Triangong made in Sinyao.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a triangle, too.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
It does use jacketed ammunition, 446.
The right type and the right calibre.
He's liking this.
Stow the gun.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
My personal experience being on an SSRI, SNRI, and taking LSD, there's like no reaction. Oh. Never tried. Who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol.
Same with the mushrooms, same happens with a few drugs like MDMA.
I am a deserter, a partisan.
Oh. Sorry, as
and a
MDMA,
prisoner
it's
of war.
nothing.
This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds, dead and dull. Harbinger of the end times, I am Carrie. Yes, you are, Mal. It affects your serotonin. It was a bit of a recreational use in my young years. I wasn't. I dabbled with, I smoked weed when I was in college, but that was it. I was also on SSRIs from the age of 16 until my mid-20s, I think. Yeah, about my mid-20s, and then, I've been put on so many different ones. I went to a different doctor after having moved up north of the country, and the doctor took one look at my medical history and said, I don't think you've got depression. I think you have a personality disorder. I'm going to make you an appointment with a psychiatrist. It's like, okay. Went to psychiatrist, had a half-hour consultation, I think. Well, I had a consultation, and I said, okay, give me 20 minutes and I'll sit and I'll get back to you. 20 minutes later, he comes out and says, yeah, okay, here's your diagnosis: borderline personality disorder. Sorry, no, emotional instability and personality disorder, borderline type with depressive traits, basically BPD. I was like, oh, okay. So they put me on different medication, and it's happened. It's helped. It has helped greatly. Just some of those things. Your boyfriend does all things. Oh, yeah. I remember you saying. Found one single one that works for me. It's a perfect. Keeps me level. Exactly the same here. I have my one's called nortriptyline, and basically the way that I describe it is, if you can imagine a mood spectrum being between 0 and 10. My meds keep me above 2. With 0 being absolute disaster, get me to a hospital, and 10 being euphoric. I've never been above a 7 to my knowledge. But yeah, the meds keep me above 2. Damn commie hippies, you'll be your truckins. Alright, baby. Baby Mal. What you got as well, Zaya? You're on Cipralex and Estilopram. I don't think they actually tried those with me when I was going through my different medications.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your holdover from the...
Use music as therapy and it helps keep me around a 4 with the combo. That's an interesting way of doing it. Actually, also might be why I listen to a lot of music. It helps. Do DJ things. Ooh, that's awesome. That's a lot of awesome. That is a lot of awesome. Yes, Malk. That is how words work.
Of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07. Trained in the...
Mixing this really helps me deal with emotions I can't handle. Yeah, I can understand that. Because, it's a form of creativity, and I find that creativity also helps my brain do things. You do DJ... Oh, God. I thought we've got DJ in the chat. It's like X hours your DJ gun. Oh, of course. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the G being gaming. I see. Lydia, hello and welcome. With the eyes. Good luck with my meds. The first one they tried. FXO was the one that worked best. Still has. Nice. And here I was, the boring one, stuck in a corner with a book that neither drank, smoked, or did any drugs, nor was ever really social type. I've never been really social either. Oh, literally the only person who gets the G. Really? I don't know. It might be because I use the same thing for, like, my Twitter handle is Malkaya G, and my art handle used to be Malkaya A, but it's now Malkaya A18 because I thought there's no point in having 3 accounts, one for gaming, one for art, and one for not safe for work art. If I don't use Twitter that much anyway, I'm going to be piling my art into my gaming one. I might as well just delete the art one. With Lunas, I summoned Kaidiav. The social online, we must think the same. I think so, Zaya. I think, I think you and I have quite a lot in common, which I like. I like this a lot. Oh, my lewd twin has been summoned. Lydia, you're the lewd one. I think it's just a consistent state between you and your evil twin. I just think that's it. I just think you're lewd. Mal's a comedian, personally. Can't stop giggling now.
I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
My brother did most of that. Used to joke that he inherited all the social habits from our parents and I took the leftovers. I would say the same, but I was an only child. Your bunny cat personality depends on my mood. Well, I'm a dragon, and as one of my siblings pointed out, dragons are just oversized, scaly cats with wings. How dare? I very dare. Now we see a new account potter have a IDF hat. Example, my jukebox brain. Lydia said, "Oh, that's all my brain needed was, oh my weary soul, we've been down this path for Jesus Christ, Mal." So my childhood alone and at the library, lots of books were a great escape, but I can't read now because kids are loud and annoying. Yeah, mine was games. I used to lose myself in games. Thought Lydia was the lewd evil on the other side. Stayed away. See, we all know Lydia here.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You've been on this island for 43 years?
No. I've been on other islands too.
I love that. No. I'll be games free today as Ukulele and The Impossible Lair. Oh yeah, I saw that advertised. No, I don't know what else. Lydia will always be innocent to you? How? With the conversations Lydia and I have, how? Used to use books in Escape, now it's games, art, music, basically anything except books. Lydia is as bad as I am, Mal. Seriously. When Lydia and I are in the same chat, things go 18 plus very quickly. Didn't have any systems to play games on, so your serious gaming didn't start until he was around 19. He played Atari, Nintendo, Sega when I was young at friends' houses. Ah. See, my parents bought me consoles, like, from the Mega Drive, aka Genesis, and the SNES, you know, from that upwards. But I later found out that the reason that my biological father used to buy me all the stuff was because he couldn't be asked to be a parent, and he just wanted to keep me quiet. So, Now, did I tell you about the garter from last week? No, Lydia, you have not told me about anyone you've brought in to tend to your bush. Had a really not good childhood. Your mum was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Zaya. I can kind of relate. My biological father was an abusive piece of shit. Never, never physically towards me, and never physically that I saw to my mum, but emotionally very much so." And I was about how old you are, Zaya, but I'm gonna guess about Mount's age. You're 40. Not too much older, but yeah, older. Only a few years though. Only a few years older than me. Blows my mind. I don't feel 40. I don't feel in my mid-30s either. Don't make me worry, I really don't. Sometimes I do, when I'm around this lot in chat. There's people here that I'm nearly twice the age of. God damn it, Mal. What? What? Now we know who's the oldest around here. Nope, second oldest. Second oldest.
I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an evil.
Mal, you feel older than 20, you hate it. Mal, you're 21.
Until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
21 April. Still. When I was young, I felt very old, but I grew up hard and fast. Yeah. Certain situations in childhood tend to make that almost a necessity. Older than 31, body hates me. I'm gonna have a kid older than you. Just a wee babe. Zaya wins today. Zaya wins the internet for today. Oh my god. Just turned 35 yesterday. Oh, happy birthday, Woodrun. Happy birthday. Very, very much happy birthday. I was 23, she'll be 24 this year. Jesus. So you want to go back to Aussie for shin replacements? What? What the f... You said you deserted your unit?
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Lapse of
You
faith?
could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovia...
Maybe 32, but my body's like you're 92.
For a
Same.
second, I doubted
Same.
the
Only, yeah,
irreducible
increased
laws of
numbers.
Historic materialism.
And shins are still good. Your shins will be... Oh no, wait, don't say your shins are good. Torian will be after you. So cool. For now.
A second is all it took
For what?
for reaction to take hold.
What's reaction?
Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men.
It wasn't reaction, you were just afraid.
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it.
I've got a reason to
Not
see your
me.
Zaya's shins yet.
No.
Yeah, see, Zaya's been nice so far.
It's impossible not to be afraid.
Other 40-year-olds out living their life. I'm here all dilapidated like a broken old shack in the woods. Mood. Knees are good, knees are good, but knees are good. God damn it.
And this was when?
Lieutenant Silly looks through his notebook, but doesn't take it out. Thank you, DJ, for your contribution to the Play the Witcher Goddammit challenge.
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships.
Hey, old Shacks in the Woods, a good place to hook up when you can't afford a hotel. Oh my good god, Torian, did you just try and hook up inside Zaya?
Storm clouds,
What is with everyone today? Everyone's taking horny pills.
dark magic.
I thank you, Zaya, for your contribution to the Play the Witcher Goddammit challenge. You're called a wee bab, but I'd say my feelings are hurt, but that requires a healthy knowledge of my own feelings. Jesus Christ. If they say it's okay, yes. Ah! Yes, this gardener fella. Mother met him at art last week, and he offered to side up the garden. He did the garden on Saturday, but then we got word he was arrested for breaking and entering. So we got word the cop had been after him for years, and he could get up to 15 years in prison for his crimes. Jesus fucking Christ! Lydia had criminals tending to her bush. Jesus. Lydia lives life on the edge. Thank you very much to Widgren, Vaughn, and Lydia also for your contributions to the Witcher. Play the Witcher Goddammit stream. Toria can't get streams for how small they are, more like a toenail. Ouch. I'm sorry, Lydia, but everyone's taking the horny pills today, apparently. Don't you gotta pay for them? Wow. Tori, that is a quote. Good thing you didn't have him in the back. Oh my god! Oh no, the bizarre to Google how to ban a streamer from their own stream. Yeah, hello and welcome to this game in a good time. You laws are awful. Yeah, we're talking about being inside either Zaya or Lydia, apparently. And yes, Nia, you definitely came in at a good time. I was broken. Oh, they just force a raid that ends the stream. Technically, yes, you can do that. These are made until the quitters. I know, right? Lydia, do a re. Oh my god. I was waiting for it. Are we even surprised at this point? No, very much not really, no. Dark magic? You shouldn't be, yeah, but still.
International capital. All at once. All the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol.
I just got a massive cluster of stingers up my ass. I'm pretty sure that's EDF 5. I'm very certain that's EDF 5. And Wigrin gets penis laser. I fucked myself saying, oh, what the fuck? And then I got quote fucked again. She helped me extend my gourd. Oh, good God, that's Sekiro. Everyone's quote sniping Nia. Can't catch me. Nia got DJ that time, though.
Huddled on the floor.
I didn't want Senpai to notice me. What the fuck was that one from? Lucky Muzz can do it whenever he wants. Pretty much, yeah.
We would all be turned
Can
into
you
ash.
not?
So I said I was going to.
In my Sona form, yes. That's a creepy face and boobs. Probably Absolov. Possibly, yeah. Quote 77 Sif. Oh, sniff my pepper pipe! Wow. The hills are alive with the sound of feet.
A terrible shame still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
That song. Not being is just another being. I think I get through this game and say, ha, yeah, apparently not. He didn't go to the map room.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water.
Wait, what?
And hid
Scoo being Scoo,
in the
apparently.
bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak.
And then DJ comes up with a quote that shall not be named.
Frightened at the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
Gastric Ragnarok. What was that?
Airship.
Chris? Q list. It's just Q list, not quote list.
Hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. I had to.
That's
swim
confusing.
back. The fortress was.
That's
half
cat
submerged
chat up
too.
with. Oh yeah, that's.
Shattered.
I was trying to say that's chat caught up with, but my brain and my my mouth completely out of sync. And there's the Sniff My Pepper Pipe
They
quote
all
again.
drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above.
I think that's the most well, one of the most recent ones. Call me Dr. Octocock.
So would I.
That was during the horror stream.
Ideological direction. It was real.
Yeah, ow.
I'd seen it.
Meow.
I'd seen it in reality.
What is my mood tonight? Oh well, this will sour things. Seen what?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to
796.
kill everyone, everything you love.
No idea.
All the
Oh, you're going to
hope
order more
and
sours.
the world
Oh, so you're going to
is
order
take
more
it
sours.
off just for 1 second to do the deed.
We're talking about sniffing pepper pipes, and Lydia says she's going to order more sours. What's that all mods one? Tixie, or Tixia, I think it is now. Yeah, Tixia. Or it could just be mods. There you are, Tixia. A collective of people with questionable sanity that support Malcolm and keep this place safe, but not in the least bit pure or sane.
And then you see it as it
No,
strangles.
yeah,
and
because, yeah,
beats
Lydia.
their friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know that the bourgeois are not human.
Say nothing, then finish.
I had to fight.
Mal, a sleepy, sussy
I
bottom
have to
potato with a
never
liking for
stop.
shoulders and the end hair. It's true. Yes, each of my mods has their own command as well. Oh God. Crying out, Jesus. Oh. What is this place? This island?
It's not an island, what? It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its
Jesus.
last surviving defender.
What was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol.
So Nia tried to do Tora, and Woodgrin did Lydia, but Lydia's the one that came through. I think it's because Torian's one is Torian, not Tora. But yeah, Lydia, making life awkward for everyone since 1989, and this stream lewd since 2021. You mean the landing? Retaking of Evershol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow.
There we go, Torian. The tiniest mod. Careful you don't trip over them or they'll steal your
The
shins.
Radiant, they called it.
but Mal got it first. Ah!
Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Eat pants. Coalition military.
Iblis.
The world's most laughable centrist. I defended the political centre 7 times. What the fuck? They have watermelon sours. Ooh. I'm trying to remember if I had those or not. I actually can't remember. Because I got a testing pack that was most of the flavours. I can't remember. They're good. Yeah, but also, you should also know, Lydia, that Torian is immune to sour. Tries to get you watermelon out. Ah. Iblis.
The black-eyed angel.
How you survived all this time?
How does anyone survive? I steal
What do you steal?
supplies, vegetables.
Did have any sort of that
plain
though?
water. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I said it costs more than once one to put his hand on his belly.
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
He's dying. Shit.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
You need to sour maybe how they tried Swedish salted licorice. Ugh! My dad would love that. Oh, no, God. Blood and soul could also point to count the air.
We also have jewelry.
You have Jeremy, now that opiate-based painkillers must be in pain.
I have been running out of that stuff.
A light goes on his eyes, smacks his tri-lips. This is a serious situation, needs to be looked over, and we can do it.
There's nothing to look over.
We
The
try.
triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
How have you coped mentally?
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
Yes, it's about to say something.
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult mentally to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
Sign of his shoes, his face parched from the sun and the wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
7 years. No, it's like, yeah. How have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the tents. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins.
I just want to take this point to mention, which reminded me of him talking about Jamrock, Folberg, and Curon. This game has done an amazing job of building a whole world, and it's a it's aligned to the world we have now, but it's very different. Like, the names of places are different, but everything is recognizable enough. But the fact that they've built this entire world and made it seem, full and proper and lived in and, actually existing, and you spend the entirety of the game in one small city, or one small town. It's not even... The area you get to explore isn't even that big. And yet they've managed to do all this world building. It's incredible. This game's amazing.
And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
No wonder Gav made some based on this. Yeah. And it's no wonder that he considers this one of the best games of 2021. And I agree. This is really good. How do you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
He falls silent, his gaze fixed on his shacks huddled together across the water. Why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
I feel sorry for this guy. Weapons cache under St. Ghislaine 22B. In the basement. You been there?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
They were damaged beyond use.
I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights, ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
Ah. No arms, just guns.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
There's a small bunker under the Feld building. You stayed there?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Killed themselves?
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
Kind of reminds me of the Japanese troops who refused to surrender for decades after World War II. Yeah. Tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You said this is your termless surrender.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
We're with the RCM. Let's leave it at that.
Let's. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, the Parti Communiste dans le Monde. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
The communards signed the Revacholian instrument of surrender.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
That guy was determined they had to pull in an old general from the wall. Oh yeah.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
he just wipes the blood from his chin.
Understood.
I don't think you did. You live in a delusion. Radio shows, speed racing, and sporting goods. It's not real.
So you're from the you're a communist soldier from the communist army.
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Wait, what does a political commissar do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
He was like a cleric, a shepherd.
Really? Really now, Inland Empire?
Okay then, over-mystified that a bit.
That means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
Say nothing. Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years?
43 years and 10 months.
That's steadfast.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
He just couldn't.
You couldn't give up.
He nods, but he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Two police officers step out of the Whirling Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government-marked heavy fuel oil.
Ah. It's insight into what the police officers are doing over on the mainland.
Patrol officer Judith Minnow points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
God, your character's image is so weird, doesn't just fit with all the sadness around. It's the expression. I haven't been able to get rid of it. I don't have enough electrochemistry and I keep filling the role. And then I realised that it might be tied to a trophy, so I just left it.
Always wait.
You still look like a corpse, but a happy one. Old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you. For what?
For her to return.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution.
I come from there. I can assure you that's not what people are planning.
I am not a fool. I know the material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore. However hard I try, whatever I do.
I have another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit.
That's it? Squint at him.
He's prone to erratic hand gestures and clearly malnourished. But that's it. You can see no more by looking at his slouched frame. The moment passes, and you say,
Fuck it. Composure. Last skill point going into it. But the... I put a skill point into it. Fuck. Should have done it beforehand. Oh well. What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
Killing people?
Remarkably frank. Got 5% increase.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that.
Well, I suppose actually, I mean, to be fair, the results are based on on two six-sided dice rolling.
I've used it to kill people.
So putting +1 to a base does, make sense to give it that much of an increase.
Interesting. During or after the war?
I'm guessing he's going to say both.
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. Okay.
So that's partway to a confession, at least.
Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Wait, so which one do I actually say?
Nothing comes to you. Silence. His black eyes look at you.
So you're saying you kill people after active fighting stopped?
What did I just say?
Keeps shaking his head erratically. Suddenly, he brushes something out of his eye.
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
I know you want to tell me. Have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two?
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque murderer.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong all the time.
Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Krenel?
The who now?
New sounds ordered. Ooh, nice. That's voice decided to remind me of Gehrman. Yeah, I wondered where that was similar from. The fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth on the night of March 4th.
Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
Lieutenant takes a sudden step towards him.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the Commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the traps. Suddenly, all those traps are so confusing. Go with something else first.
I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Bring that to your level and beat you with experience.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your musketeer pistols.
I recently found that there's this really cool Necron Overlord who has his mind structured like this game. Various subroutines divided into war, xenology, tradition, and all of them are constantly fighting each other. The guy's name is Ottix, and he thinks he's going to have a trilogy. So right now. Nice.
You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
He was watching the confrontation then.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Stop changing the subject. We have the murder weapon.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
You think we have the murder weapon?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
I'm calling it. We have the murder weapon.
Good.
Yes. Lieutenant says Novak and draws a single line.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
The old man does not say more. He just glances into the reason and twitches once more.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more.
We've done the ballistics. The shot came from this island.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. and you had a long-range rifle in your possession.
Lieutenant softens his voice.
You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You clearly need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part. Just one thing remains unclear. The rifle does not seem to have a scope.
One thing, where's the scope? How do you make the shot without a scope? We have everything else.
Forget about your stupid fucking scope. I don't know where it is. Find it yourself. It's your problem now.
He lost it. He just doesn't know where it is. Forget it.
It's the best uninterrupted line of sight since that window in all of Martinez.
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right. You have worms in your brain.
Nelson switched, and then one more in his right eye.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Come on, what am I forgetting?
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
My head hurts now! I love this game. You can stand the Fisherman's Pipes and Yintara's classic. I can't stand this. Ugh. Oh, God. My dad loves the Fisherman's stuff. Ugh. Oh, yes.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war.
Oh.
Wait, don't forget the footprints.
Smack.
The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up.
Ow. Of course. Thank you, Head. Thank you.
You got it. Remember, the boot prints were like no modern soul.
I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
This is very she's covered in mud.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Dross.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
The maker is called a sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't make out the size.
Come on, Inland Empire. You can do this. No. Visual calculus. Come on, visual calculus.
These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Maybe it's a bit simpler than that.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
People change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there near the room the victim died in sneaking around.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
There were Maybells behind the victim's window. Show him dry flower.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
He's passed away. No, not yet.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
Haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinez. Only here.
They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it. The coast too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
Torian, for your looking into licorice stuff. If the shipping costs turn out to be ridiculously high, as they often are, feel free to have them sent to me and I'll send them on to you.
You must get around
Excuse me.
a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
A young woman called Classier. Ring any bells? His dry flowers behind her window.
Classier.
The horrors of capitalism.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Yes, Classier. You hadn't heard her name, had you?
My ears don't reach the city.
Fuck shipping costs. Found some Amazon. They were so expensive. Oh yeah, Amazon also inputs puts in lots of money to cover their import costs. Flip table. I mean, Lydia, you do realise that I've got a network of people from various places around the world who will be more than happy to help with shipping things better. Like if you want something from America but it costs too much to ship, let me know. I can get it. I can have it sent to someone I know in America who can send it to me, and I can send it to you. So I was just putting in the stream board title. I'm going to call this Old Regrets, Old Hatreds. Yep, Torian will help with that. Absent tiny taxes and enslaving our workers since Egghead Bezos made us up. Yep. You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
Turned aside from the waiting fields of flowers and full of silence. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch. Spasm. Capitalist Sam's never since I ordered a hardcover book and they sent me a pocket one.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He was a rapist. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop eating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate.
That's pretty much a confession.
Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
So you shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You must see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
Just nod.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. In phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
He begins to smile.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white. Or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Truss, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Lieutenant asks after a second of silence.
Yes.
A single word is all he gives.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
Lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly. Very slowly.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
He shrugs and smacks his lips.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
Cocks his head to the side and turns eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle's scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
You pull the trigger.
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You've got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Try the composure again.
Aside from the rare, erratic hand gesture, smacking his lips and despondently staring into the fire, you can only see that he is old.
I mean, I could put another point into it, because I just got another level up. But, I kind of want to wait to see if there's another check that's going to come along. What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
So you were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in
It's the
arms
hydration reminder,
of a
DJ.
young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
Jesus Christ.
He wants to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
You wanted to punish her, so you killed him.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
He shakes his head and stares at the ashes.
While he stands here and rots.
Say nothing.
The older man raises his gaze. Something glimmers in the corner of his black eye. A bitter taste on his tongue.
How long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
Hiding her identity documents.
And beautiful.
And beautiful.
That, too.
He nods.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on right there. She needed it just to move.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
Yes, and the boy she told us about. You looked into it.
After she was gone.
That's why the documents weren't there. He went and pilfered them.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
Shipping directly to you. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it'd be much cheaper to get it sent to me and I'll send it over. Much cheaper.
Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
You saw her name on the passport, but before when I said her name is Classier, you didn't seem to recognise her.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
What did it say her name was in the passport?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Moving on, do you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachals, the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
And you can see her bruises through the scope of a rifle.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
How does he know those minute details about her body?
It quickly comes to you.
Ever see her through a window on a roof?
Mm-hmm. Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been through the secret route behind the welling rags. Those were your footprints. You just changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
He keeps shaking his head.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
You have feelings for that woman.
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
Is that why you left the dry flowers behind her window?
No.
He starts to shake his head again at sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of our room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells.
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to console her.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you. If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
He wipes his eye.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more.
Still 25 to ship to me. What? What the fuck? Oh, fucking Brexit. Fucking Brexit.
One more down.
So in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her.
Her.
he repeats, staring at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
I'm getting so many levels up and this is the end! Why? Why, game? Why are you doing this to me, you bastard?
That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Classier? I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away. We don't know where she is.
Good for her. That girl kept staring into the scope, you know.
Oh wait, there's finale? I'm fairly certain, yes. I don't know for certain, but I think it is. Because basically, you know, I've been very certain that after day 5 was going to be the end. This is day 6. And pretty much, you know, the main purpose I was brought here was to solve the murder. We found the murderer. It's 25 to shoot to Luna 2. Jesus Christ. It's not just Brexit. It's not Brexit then. It's just, Jesus fucking Christ. It's just international shipping. Jesus.
At night, crying or smoking on the roof, like she knew I was here. It doesn't matter.
Across the water, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, made of grey cinder block houses with Eternite roofs, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea.
The other officers are just over there now.
He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins, behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him.
Costs you $40 to $40 to get 1 kilogram franc into the US. Jesus.
Special Consultant Heidelstein is
Okay.
optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place where
His voice trails off.
trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification in the rain, like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking.
But look at anything else you haven't liked.
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the
Yeah, I've
ruins,
noticed that.
in their lorries.
Points inland.
Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
And finish, not interrupt.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins.
It's amazing, I've had an hour and a half of content from just one conversation.
Intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Keeps shaking his head with sorrow for the sight he missed. Just nod.
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough
Rene.
the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
So did he kill Rene as well?
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon.
I don't think he knows that Rene's gone.
Or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Say nothing.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
Just nod.
We did good when we pushed him under that horse car.
I think he done like sex.
Only in the 30s. Those disco whores.
I think so, yeah. Although it's anonymous mumbling, you can't make out a single word.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center. Leave it only a nonsensical sputter.
You hate this chat then. Really would. Disco whores?
Whores.
Is all he says. Even that word has been pushed through his teeth with great force. The rage seethes too hard. By the cock parading his colourful human, you mean Rene?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June.
I mean, if time hadn't killed Disco, this guy would have.
Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot's plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A patank maniac race traitor.
So who gave him a shot? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I remember him. I remember him from Lanos. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. That one.
With a shaky finger, he points the city towards the centre near the plaza where the lonely pine tree stands.
Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
You'd like to kill him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bonbon melt in my mouth.
Save the treat for later.
Lieutenant asks cheerfully, Jesus Christ, Kim!
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
This Rene guy sounds like a real piece of shit. We met him. He is a little bit.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
I think so. Rene is dead. Died of old age a couple of days ago.
No,
Yes.
I waited too long. I waited too long, and now he's dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
Fucking hell. Kim!
They're all dead now. Fuck it.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
You had 1,000 chances to kill him.
And I blew them all. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. What does it matter now? He's gone. Ancient dust.
He reminded him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of something else. But no. It's just hatred.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
The old communist says stay on the ground, see me to the island you're on. You okay, Mr. Dross? To go on?
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure.
Have we talked about this? Now.
Glad we talked about what?
Yosef Liavach Dross, you're under arrest for the murder of Elis Cortana.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing terror.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Going for perception. Okay. I've got 2 skill points. I'm putting them both into perception. I want to make this. 42%. Heart attack in 3, 2, 1.
You thought
Fuck!
you heard something, but it's just the reeds.
Maybe we could all fit in there.
We could all fit in the little boat.
Actually, no.
First stage, they have room for 3.
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland, while the other stays here.
But there's not enough fuel to go to another
Well,
attempt.
then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
Who watches him there while I come back for you?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
Lillian, you could ask her maybe.
Maybe I'm just going to ask that net picker to watch him.
This is no harmless old man.
Then shakes his head.
This fucking world. This world. What is this?
No, listen. Listen now.
You could come back for me once you've taken him to the precinct.
No, it would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. I can escort him to the pier with you.
I need to be polite. I'll do it.
This world. What are you talking about? Is this us?
Kipper, you don't belong in this sorrowful scene. Fuck off. Yeet!
The wind is cold from the east.
Oh, shit. Excellent. Lowered all my windows. Bollocks.
Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no! No! The fuck is that? It's the Phasmid! It's the Insulindian Phasmid! What the fuck? What the fuck?
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds. Limb
What the fuck?
to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
Oh man, that's the reason, aren't you? The giant stick insect!
There's nothing there.
It's giant stick, what the
The
fuck?
stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head.
What the actual fuck? Surprises, right, Zaya?
You feel your leg shaking under you, and your gun hand moved to your holster. But you don't have a gun.
There is! I see it!
Tell me what you see, damn it.
Kim, can
Can't
you
make
see
out
it?
some small thing in the reeds.
I can see it.
Let's get the door, holy shit.
4 simple words. Thank God. If you can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence. Its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
He's saying whispers and sets a step towards the giant arthropod. What the fuck now? It was real? Apparently it was! What's the phasmid? It's a cryptid! It's a cryptid that was being hunted by Morale and the old woman.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
It's right there, can you see it? This is ridiculous. Oh my god, Nia. It's right there, can you see it? It's one of those all you can pronounce. His hands are numb and he stares at them. Getting big bugger.
Nothing. Nothing is what he tried to say. There is nothing. Only the reeds for him. The reeds and devastation.
Leave you be for now.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from his head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you.
What the fuck?
Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
Approach carefully. I made it.
Slowly, with your breath,
Didn't see it coming. Nor did I. What the actual fuck?
steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm.
Maybe it just
around
wants a
the
hug.
edge
Maybe.
swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. It's smelling you. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Let's keep my face and drink my blood. I don't think that thing survives on locusts. Raise my hands slowly.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. Suddenly, there is silence.
Raise the other hand too.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, knitting above you, praying to you.
It's praying. That's right, pray.
Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, tuft-like structures, still pretending to be plants, rustle along on its joints. Perhaps it is preparing to eat its god.
Hello, I'm Harry. Don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
It was a sick bug, not a praying mantis. It's a cryptid. It's got no actual designation of what the fuck it is. Stay on tiptoes to look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming slowly.
This took a real
Foam
weird
is
turn.
then yellowish.
Kim, it's foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
Lieutenant watches you apprehensively.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
+1 spoke to the hangman. +2 did not give up the facet. +1 photos of notes of parthenogenesis. +1 nothing. You expect it to kill you? Yeah. Oh, here's weird. Tell me, what are you doing? 97%. I can't fail this.
I exist.
It's talking to me. I nearly fucked it up. I rolled a 3. I nearly fucked that. I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
Fire. Burning.
Fire? Where?
Inside.
I do not have fire inside me. In me, there is not even blood, but lymph, like sap from a wine palm. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist.
What the fuck? Both Zaya and my minds went to one thing. Moist. Got chills. Intruded upon by what?
Shapes of plants and animals.
Edisty Lang confirmed.
Subtle sensations. A swarm of sounds. Tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. So light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul. And if I did, it would never burn.
The fuck is happening to me right now? I'm glad to be me, an incredibly sensitive instrument.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you.
That third option.
All of creation reflected in your
What the
focus.
fuck is happening to me?
It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writing glass. Eternal damnation. Even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
It was very disorientating at first. I'm keeping my shit together.
That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when a vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you.
1 minute to question an old guy with a potty mouth, the next you're talking to a giant mantis thing. Pretty much. I'll admit I laughed when I saw Wunderbar as an option earlier. Yep.
And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. But from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
In honor of your shit, Lieutenant Ifreter, which you kept together in the face of total unrelenting terror.
Because nobody eats
Day
leaves.
after day,
Same!
by
It's like, I'm a leaf eater. It's like, thank fuck I'm not going to get eaten. I'm not a leaf.
Detective arriving on the scene.
Can't feel sad. I'm a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
It's by choice of nature. The killer.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not.
It's by choice by nature.
I only quicken his deterioration,
You're destroying him?
very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
Oh. Is this a dream? What's happening?
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
So, it's got like, you know, sort of mental comedian effect. Where does this come from? All this around us, the world.
Not even the birds know that. Not even a water lily.
Then all we can do is beat our fists against it day after day with no answer.
You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read.
Yeah, that thing's vegetarian. That thing's definitely vegetarian. It does not want to eat me. Yum yum. I love this thing. It's fucking adorable. What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasma.
That line, that voice. Yum yum.
To the insulated Isoma. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight.
What did I come back to?
Masquerading as the reeds.
A cryptid.
Honing myself. Unfolding at night to play with trash cans and boys.
Make a veggie burger for it. So we went from, we got the confession from the murderer, we got the motive, we were discussing, how's getting back to the mainland because the boat won't fit all three of us. And then the Insulindian Phasmid cryptid that we, chased back in day 4, maybe 3, just pops out of the reeds and starts talking to me. Well, it didn't start talking to me. I made a check which had a 97% chance to succeed. I barely succeeded. I rolled a 3. A 2 would have failed. Literally anything but a 2 would have won that. I rolled a 3. Super sentient long-lived stick bug larger than the ones in Australia.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Seminese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revershaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
Me. Now. Gets really old, yeah. Are you the miracle?
No. You are the miracle.
How?
The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while you are extreme, all-engulfing madness. A volatile simian nervous system, ominously new to the planet.
I thought having every part of your conscious mind be fractured and given identity was weird. Seems to be psychic.
The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, what is the Pale?
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
I'm sorry, was that a 4th wall break? I'm going to destroy us all by finishing the game. Ah, that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you.
Okay, no, it
Give
wasn't.
me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago.
Or is the Pale the warp?
When organisms
Everything's the
first
warp.
started breathing.
It's all the Eye of Terror.
Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Worse how?
Everything your eyes touch was back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget?
Have I always thought this way?
No, you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation.
I've already forgotten the whole world once when I drank too much.
So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at it.
Then I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
Sort of.
I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts, that was all.
No, there is one more.
Of all the creatures I've met, you are the most beautiful.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Do it for the working class.
I'm a monster fucker. I will.
She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
She's talking about my wife. Okay, Kim, take the picture.
Okay.
Sorry, Messerly. Let's open and raise its eye level.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Comrade Colossal Stickbuck says, do it for the working class.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid
Holy shit!
head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
I got it.
You heard the lieutenant whisper. As the creature's shape develops onto photo paper in its hand, a polychrome ghost of white streaks across the region sky, and you as a shadow before it.
For all time.
Slowly reach out and touch the creature's whisker.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the kiting curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Carefully bet its side-flight forearm.
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing.
Run your hand up the slender limb higher.
A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten, mesmerized by the light passing its nervous system. There is some kind of countdown happening as it slowly processes the overwhelming brightness of the signal. The invertebrate is
Feels like
regaining
such a whim
control. The stimulus overloaded it. It's passing like an extended moment or a gallstone.
Stop fondling the cryptomark. Never! Never! I will fondle! We got it. Back off.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off.
Phasmophobia.
Praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Disengage slowly.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on
Phasmophilia.
the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
That's my finger you heard clonking on the desk.
And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone.
Lieutenant looks northwards, hand raised to his brow. That was something. It was! What's that in the reeds?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
Loot. So he called a murderer and got confused feelings over stick bug. That's one way to give an audience a twist. Yeah! He can walk on water?
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only... I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What now?
What?
The old man behind you repeats suddenly. He's put his hand in the ash. It's dirty and black.
In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Yeah, we do, but also... Loot! The scope! A common 30mm scope attached to almost any bolt-action 4.46 caliber. Uses an older style non-dotted rangefinder reticle. See when you're still stuck on the lens, it suffers water damage from its time in the Phasmid's jowlery. There's the rifle. The bolt-action 4.46 caliber Triangong is the poor man's sniper rifle. While not the most reliable of firearms, it is relatively precise due to a very manageable recoil, thus allowing the shooter to take multiple consecutive shots fast. This particular piece is missing a scope though. I got a piece of the armour. Its monstrous-looking, bug-eyed ceramic helmet was in the Phasma's nest. Still some reeds sticking out of it, and it smells of seawater, but otherwise wearable. If not exactly comfortable, putting up feels scary somehow. Didn't actually do anything. I thought it was going to do something. Classier's passport. So other travel passport with visas stamped in it is issued by the Republic of Orange. You found it in the Phasmid's nest on the island. You can open it for more detail.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classier's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
Look at the photo.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow. An old photo, before life came and did what it does.
What was this doing in the Phasma's nest?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classier's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
I think the Phasmid took it.
like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island, and the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it, but to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
So is psychic talking!
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious.
Perhaps curious like an octopus.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point.
Saint Katarzyna Alizier.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith. I don't know who Katarzyna Alazie is, but it's safe to say it's not her either. In short, we got lied to, again. In a way, she's still lying to us.
Can't help as well. What's her real name then?
I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alazie, or Classier, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Put the password away. I love that. I love that. Well, now...
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Sir, how could you not see the Phasmid?
See.
He stares at the reeds and falls silent.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets, his gap-toothed mouth shaking, with fear and longing, like an addict of some terrible substance.
Touch his shoulder gently.
The plastic cake feels coarse. A light shiver passes the man. Other than that, no reaction. He feels small and frail.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here. while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
See. Old age and shock, yes.
The appearance of the Phasmid in conjunction with the stress of the arrest. He spent his entire life here. For him to live would be...
Hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Okay. So he's not going anywhere at all. What a fucking revelation this has been! Why do I have 7 messages on Discord now? What the fuck? I kind of want to put some more fuel in that just to keep the blast door open. Just, you know, just to hope it will.
This old cylindrical generator,
Pour fuel into
the
the tank.
lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous
Scoo.
fluid pours out,
Of course it's
and
scoo.
the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Leave. Don't think there was actually any reason for me to do that, but felt like it. I wonder what the epilogue will be like. Same.
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
LCM. Sounds like the RCM, Rather Short Systems Militia.
It does.
Why?
The RCM may descend from the ICM.
May?
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Ravachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
Let's catch for us.
This is better preserved than the others. You can still read the sign.
White Star.
No. An upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Are those spec stars too?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in
So
the
found this, isn't this not on a boat that can talk? Well, I'm not crazy, Kim. We're seeing Kim sort too. Yeah. It's old. What's it still doing here?
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Freighter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns, fuel.
Finished thought.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea.
I feel like I should have gotten this when I first went into it, not to them coming out. What's that flutter?
The flock of quail departs, now more than 100 meters away. 102, 105.
Underneath the flutter.
On the islet, there is almost no wind, just the light movement of air through the reeds.
This really does feel like I should have gotten this before I went in initially.
Long dried leaves chafing against each
And
other.
this is all because I put the other skills
Like
up.
a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work.
I might stop listening. Yeah. Let's go and wrap this up.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Scoo, hello and welcome. All so close.
Let's. We are done.
I saw the fucking Phasmid! I spoke to the Phasmid! I almost failed in speaking to the Phasmid!
As you get in, the ride back is uneventful and quiet.
Did you pet it? I pet it. I pet its whisker and its leg.
But
Of course I'm going to
sound
pet the
conversation,
pet the thing. It was cute.
There is someone inland waiting for you.
And the best line that went, yum yum.
Two men and a woman stand on the concrete square
Fondle the Phasma.
nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm.
You could eat it if it's shaped like a leaf. Yum yum. Your favourite part's coming out. Ooh.
You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
So, Scoo, without spoilers, obviously, I've got around about 40 minutes left of the stream. Is that enough to finish the game, or is there going to be more to do next week?
Look what the tide brought in.
Got 20 minutes of gameplay. Awesome. Oh, it's him! Now the sunglasses, suddenly his expression changes and he tilts his head.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
This is the last scene. Oh, okay.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
He's the one he was disguised! Jean McMahon. Wait, you're the man with sunglasses.
That's right. And you're bleeding.
No one else seems bothered by the bleeding.
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Oh, it's him! It's the guy who was talking about the R&D thing!
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Comar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it.
Oh! So I did come here with other people! How much of an arsehole he is, hey, how much of an arsehole he is here. Lydia, you dozed off. Just in time for the final scene.
Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Battle Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
Poor Lydia. Sleepy Lydia.
The scene is
Sleepy
not
approach you bat.
dim.
Sleepier. Sleepier, yes.
Your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
Remember, it's okay to ask him to never leave your side. PvP. That's something regaining his
As
confidence.
if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a...
You've a six-legged horse, alright? Yes, you do. You have a six-legged horse, and you're a proto-bat who likes to ride on the back of it into the stars and space. And eat toasted crumpets. And ram.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you gotta have my back. Let's destroy them.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
She's warmly touching his the tiniest of smiles. What is this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
Thank you for hydration reminder, Scoo.
No, Trump, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
How do you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
After all that silly stuff, he betrays me. How'd you know? Damn you, cafeteria manager! You betrayed me for the last time! I understand. Okay, Gart's told you.
And people on the street helped us too, with your whereabouts.
So Trent Heilerstam turned out to be special consultant Trent Heilerstam.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstam.
Wait, what was up with the kid then?
Mikhail? Mikhail is my son.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No problem.
So what are you special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on.
You mentioned a task force.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory, who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume baby.
Just stares at you.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Okay, so what does this unit do?
It's a Major Crimes Unit. We cleared the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
Just not one for this instance. Where you've been all this time? There's a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
Shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye. Jean sounds like an arse. He does. He's been an arse from the beginning.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
I said all those things. I'm not like that anymore.
Are you sure? So you haven't been telling everyone what a boring cop you are? And that you should kill yourself? People say you've been out of your mind.
He is an arse, but in fairness, Harry was an arse. Yeah, true. None of this is ringing any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, hell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
See, finish the game before the COVID test, yay. Woo!
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
I drank so much I lost my memory, and now I'm slowly recovering it.
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm that he drank a lot of alcohol prior to it happening.
God, that's good. Yes, best of
Believe
luck.
it, right?
Hope it comes negative.
People do that, especially this one. What they don't do is forget their whole life because of drinking.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mirror.
Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
How are we still a cop? I don't know!
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
Just as was on the fence whether it's COVID or science infection, but my boss has had nails random all day, Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, it's definitely best to be safe.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Totally.
I think the only thing that's kept me as a cop is, the fact that I'm a super cop.
Hardwired to the free market.
Excuse me.
He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trump, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the Major Crimes Unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Ready to lead again.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, He's able to put his clothes on and use the body. Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
Jesus Christ! Could just be depression too. Hopefully not. Oh, fuck off, Sean. Useful to fire a severe lack of personnel. Sean is your type. Sku likes arseholes.
No, we're just going
Wait, that sounds so wrong out of context. It sounds wrong in context. Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
I drove it into the ocean when I was drunk. Love arseholes.
Refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property. That's
Thanks, Lydia.
It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Do I have a skill point? Fuck, I don't have a skill point. Piss. Let's try it. That's my favourite quote. Fuck.
You juggle the badge for a second, unsuccessfully, and it lands on the ground, some 2 meters away.
It's funny if you fail. Quick summary. Lydia had criminals tending to her bush. Yes.
Ouch.
She did.
You strained your elbow trying to catch that stupid thing. Damn it.
God damn it.
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
Trouble spits out big, it's slippery and cold. Have been shot after all. Yeah, him the leg.
Your gun.
Man says you're unimpressed.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
I may have pawned it. Anyway, it's gone now.
Yeah, I checked the local pawn shop. You saw the pawnbroker reveal a 9mm pistol to pay for booze. It worked too, didn't it? You're drunk right now, aren't you? You fucking bomb. I can smell it all the way over here.
I quit drinking forever. It's only me in this boring hellhole now.
I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then, huh?
I was shot in the chest and leg. I had no chance. I got shot once in the leg. I thought it was my dick getting shot off, but no.
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a week. I'm sorry I smell bad.
A bit of a week? You're drunk, and you let a suspect escape, a certain Clasier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
I'm not going to start talking about this oxygen holocaust then. They're going to think I am nuts. I also don't think I want to turn her in fully. Not taking her in was the right thing to do. She gave us a vital clue that led us to the island.
Oh, well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who also escaped. Yeah, Ruby something. Or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 7 people who were gunned down, the streets
Can I shoot
are
this asshole?
literally red with
Go
blood,
for it.
Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
Thanks, Kim.
He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation.
Kim has your
Joseph's
back. He
life was
does.
small compared to what it could have been.
I also solved the case. It's solved, all of it.
Detective, it's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this. 1,000,000 times better.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
Ah, fuck you, Jean. Fuck you.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
The case?
happened, Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois?
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's so true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the boring cop issue. Despite all the obvious and almost grotesque mannerisms and sartorial choices, he still insists he isn't characteristic enough. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer, is a little odd.
Whoops.
You should yell something.
That's not a good idea.
Yes, let's let the big boys talk.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I've seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. He is tireless, madly driven.
Fucking love you, Kim.
And he solved it, near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. Locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind
I really hope it's not just a photo of me.
in his hand.
I've seen the photo and it's me and the phasmid, but I really hope they're not going to look like, hey, that's a photo of the lieutenant on his own.
You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Boom shakalaka, motherfucker! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, number 3. So as you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective and an absolutely giant communist! Yeah, the conversation was Harry's head, but the phasmid was real. I'm just gonna say nothing.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
Yeah, the phasmid may have contributed his mental state in some way over the years.
So it is connected.
I'll see you save and then try all those options.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
I love the fact that Jean's fucking speechless. Dick cheese.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
It's Tyler's follow the photos the lieutenant puts his way. Boom, boom.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
The killer, Levat Doros, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
Revolutionary matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lily, his Lillian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
Hate to leave everybody, I'm just going to lie down and catch the end of the VOD. No problem at all, Torian. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and I hope you feel better soon.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the mercenary in an act of jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head. And 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
Did all I could. Every second was a struggle.
I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work. In bouts. Bouts don't last. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something. It will pass. In time.
There's also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
Yes, yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
Also, the phasmid was female, the reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Had gathered items in its nest, a helmet, a scope, and a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attraction.
I was like sweating alcohol at this point, so I still think it was female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Observation.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species.
That's what it's
We're
talking about with the
probably looking
pale.
at conservation efforts here.
You internalize the sobriety thought. Oh. Yeah, mandibles look like hair. It was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Do those shadows just jump in?
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Yeah, evidence.
Without it,
Shakes his head.
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
I'm not going to talk about that. So, what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder.
He shrugs.
So I have to, Jude.
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Now I can't help them saying, oh, and it can talk, and Kim goes, the fuck?
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, patiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Okay, am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No.
Okay then.
Talks concluded.
Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Some chick? Who?
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 years?
Yeah, or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora England really tore you a new one. A big one.
Now I've heard enough.
So have I. You bitterly dropped Dearest Dora and really tore me a new one. Twice a week, I think. It comes up.
The special consultant glances at his wristwatch.
Phasmid, but I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
A cryptozoologist, so she lives in Jamrock on Tabernacle Road. She told me about this Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
She was a Vicmar.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
Pulls his collar up and looks around, the cold spring light reflecting the lens of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Onto that Station 41.
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Join us, Kim. Join us!
And crazy enough, can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first.
Sounds like Kim's setting up a sequel.
I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more
Got
central.
skill points right at the end. Thanks, game. So it sounds very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant.
Test time for you by...
Pilots looking to get back to.
No problem at all. You know, hope it goes well. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and see you later.
I do like the sound of that.
Recruit to Lieutenant, recruit Detective Kim Kitsuragi! Precinct 57's finest! Yes!
He's really considering it.
I'm ready.
Good.
It's you then, Vicmar.
Fuck it, let's go.
And points to the
Drive
street.
this motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Under the afternoon sky, the great district hums. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Precinct 41, to Boogie Street, forking into the snow-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minna? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Aww. The door didn't open. I just walked through a door. I just walked through a door. And then close it. Could be changing this account name soon for whatever the name is changed to. There'll be XO at the end, so maybe remember me. I'll remember you, Zaya. Of course I'll remember you. I'm good with remembering people anyway. But especially people who I feel like I've made a good connection with. I'll remember. Never live happy ever after, except the people who died. Are you a ghost now? Apparently I'm a ghost. But there you go. There's Disco Elysium. Finished. That was incredible. That actually was incredible. That has got to be one of the best games I've played in a long time. One of the best role-playing games I've played for a very long time. Yeah, I like that. I love that. You enjoy playing it? Yes, definitely enjoy playing it, Lydia. And also, as I've said, I will help you. If you have any issues or something you need to question, let me know. There are so many different ways to play this. There are things that you'll fail checks. You will approach things differently. You will do different things. There are things that I've missed. There are things that I didn't follow up on. There are things I failed at. You might do better at it. You might do better at some ways. You might do worse. But no matter what, if you need a hand, Lydia, just message me and I'll help. The bug was so hard I think it's at all. Me neither. I thought, this game is so good because as you go through, because you wake up at the start of this with absolutely nothing, no information, nothing whatsoever, and all the revelations that kept coming along, the things like, it kept it fresh, it kept going, it was so well done. Every revelation that I had was a very massive oh fuck moment. And then that final one, like, I thought this was all done, and then the Phasmid actually fucking exists. I'm like, what the hell? That is so good. Once you get through Arceus. Yeah, I have to buy this myself. I do recommend it. Even though you've now seen most of the game the whole way through, I would still say, yes, do it. Mickey W. Goodman did most of the voices by himself. Jesus fucking Christ. They had the same voice actor for Jean and Kuno. Hell. It's only here for this one stream. It felt like a very good criminal investigation game. Then it went full on LSD trip. Save the Earth, my final message with the big bug. Yeah, that's pretty much the game. The game is a very, very good criminal investigation game. It really is. It's an incredibly good role-playing game with a good story to it. And it's so trippy. So fucking trippy. 6 way, let me check. Oh, it was 60% in the sale, but sale over. Ah. You also skip sale streams. This is true. This is very true. Oh my god! In the final cut, Mickey W. Goodman did even more of them! Jesus Christ, those are some talented voice actors! Those are some really talented voice actors! Kim got his own voice actor. Chris Lines. Okay. Hang on. Chris Lines. Rather than look up Chris Lyons, because there could be multiple Chris Lyons, I'm going to look up Bloodborne and see who Gehrman's voice actor is. Doesn't actually have Gehrman's voice actor listed. Okay. No, it's not him. Alan Corduna is the English dub voice actor of Old Hunter Gehrman. So it's not the same guy. It just sounded very similar. Yeah. That was it. Probably I Arceus and doze off with that PSX Bloodborne song. Oh, Born! Well, just before you go, Lydia, just before, I want you to be here just quickly while I tease what's going to be starting next week for RPG Thursday. Not going to skip this, but coming next week to RPG Thursday, I'm starting Final Fantasy IX. Tease you, huh? I've always, Lydia, always tease you. Look who German Gehrman is. No reason I just want you to say German Gehrman. Phoebe, yep. You know it. Cool. I've already played Final Fantasy VIII on stream. I've played Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yes, yes, with the highlight of the voice acting this episode. Yum yum. You know 9 like the back of your hand. Cancel, fuck off. I know you do, Lydia, and I'm going to be needing your help because I do not know 9. I don't know Final Fantasy 9 at all. I quit after meeting Quina, I think her name is? The frog. The frog who eats enemies to gain their spells. After meeting her, I saved and quit and never went back to it. Seriously, I haven't played a single Final Fantasy game. They're varied. I will say it, Nia, they are varied. Every single one of them is... Well, no. Most of them are standalone games. There are other ones that, that build onto it, because Final Fantasy VII, there's a fair few games around it, but all of the numbered ones are standalones, or they've got sequels like, 10-2, 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. All the others are all standalones. Excuse me. So, if you do want to pick one up, just dive in. Dive in, pick one of them at random maybe, and then see how you like it. Or maybe, look at which games are, what type of game they are, and then see which one you like most. Oh, yes, the weird, yeah, Quina is weird. You prove that you exist, maybe you don't exist. Yeah, that's Quina. So Final Fantasy IX is a love letter to the older ones. Yeah, so is 14. 14 is as well. 14 has a reference to pretty much every single previous Final Fantasy game. And even 15, weirdly. The remake of 12 is pretty cool. I haven't played. I own it. I own it, and I've got it on the stream queue. It is going to be played at some point on RPG Thursdays. Oh, I keep saying RPG Wednesdays. Some references, yeah. Sir Rostolot. Yeah. Oh, you didn't see that little shit kid's dad. Interesting on my playthrough. No. I interacted with Kuno very little. Very little. I didn't like him. Neither cloud nor squall shall hinder us. In Final Fantasy IX. Oh, wow. Wow. In Final Fantasy 14, you can get their gear. You'll be around for 9? Good. I'm glad to hear it, Lydia. I was thinking of just going 1, 2, 3, 4 just because I like doing things in order most of the time. Looks at Fallout New Vegas fighting the first Fallout game. Don't, Nia. Don't. The early Final Fantasy games are a slog to get through. Even the remakes, they are a slog. Absolute slog. My recommendation is look at the selection from 6 onwards and pick from that. If you play 2, the GBA version is the best version. It is, yes. It actually got a good remake. But yeah, I would say if you're going to look at games, basically consider 6 onwards and ignore 11. Possibly also ignore 14 unless you want to play an MMO. Because 11 is also an MMO and it's not a good one. Well, not me personally, I didn't think it was good. A lot of people still like it and play it though. Odd enough, I'm 1 of 5 at the top of my list. Yeah, I can see that, but at the same time, it's very much if you haven't played a Final Fantasy game ever, playing some of the more modern-ish ones is probably a good idea, especially seeing as they're a lot more accessible at the moment. Your PC probably can't run 14. You'd be surprised. It's an MMO. It's made to be, as widely compatible as possible. You will be able to run it on, potato graphics, and it will still run. I could run Final Fantasy XIV when I was in Florida on Callie's PC, which was not made for gaming at the time, which struggled with The Sims 4, connecting to European servers. I could still play that and tank. The game's, quite right. You try Final Fantasy XIV, but So, the problem with 14 is that it's hard to get into because the storyline at the beginning is boring. Because basically the base game was made to be a level 1 to 50 experience, a long experience, so it plays like a long, drawn-out Final Fantasy game, and it doesn't pace well at all. Once you get past level 50 and you get out of the base game, you get into Heaven's Ward, then everything becomes like, it is done for 10 levels of experience worth, and they focus so much more on telling a good story rather than telling a Final Fantasy experience. Once you get into Heaven's Ward and onwards, the game significantly improves, but at the same time, it is a big ask to get people to, oh right, just get through the first expansion, which is why you can get the free trial. And it goes all the way up to the end of Heaven's Ward for free. No time limit. So, yeah. So you can easily get the free trial, play through it. Try... I would personally recommend to try and get into Heaven's Ward. And, get through that and see how the storyline takes you then. I understand it is a bit of a slog and it is a bit of an ask, but at the same time, it is worth it. It's definitely worth it when it pays off. And also at that point, if you don't like it by then, you've not wasted anything, because the free trial is 100% free. You don't have to spend a single penny on it. Not at all. It's only when you want to go beyond Heaven's Ward, you have to buy the stuff with the expansions and pay the monthly fee. Give it a try, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah. Also, if you play on any of the European servers, I can come and help you. Because now they've opened up cross data center travel for data centers set in the same region, as in Europe, America, Asia, Oceania. They haven't done cross region ones yet. Is guessing that it is. PC builds goes into Black Honor's planet. The Switch is flat. Well, yeah, that's how they're designed. They're flat pieces of hardware. That's a good thing, Lydia. That's the design. That's by design. I'm such a cheeky fucker. The battery, you tit. Hey, I'm happy to be a tit. I'm happy to be a tit. It means I'm warm and soft and beloved by many. And it also means, that's exactly why I keep teasing you, Lydia. I mean, you've got tits on the brain. Yes. I'm not going to excuse that. Yes, I do. Pretty much consistently. World cold and hard, titty soft and warm. Exactly, Nia. Precisely. But yeah, that's where I'm going to be ending things at the moment. Thank you all very much for coming along. This has been amazing. I thank you all very much for coming, for the full experience of Disco Elysium. Yeah. I honestly was not sure about it. I really wasn't. When I first heard about it, I thought, meh. Don't care. Miracle of Sound released a song for it called Liquid Nights and Disco... No. Liquid Nights and Disco Lights. I wholly recommend checking that out. It's so good. It's also, that's the intro song that was playing today. And when he said, you know, it was one of his favourites, I was like, shit, I should probably look it out, because he does know his games. I looked at it, it was on sale, I was like, fuck it, I'll get it. And I started streaming it. Also seems like a replay friendly game depending on your choices. It is. You can go for different approaches. Because I went boring cop. I went boring by the book cop. Where you can also be a sorry cop who apologises for everything. You can be an apocalyptic cop. Or you can be a super cop. And I did not know the actions or stuff for super cop. I'm going to be playing through this game at least 3 more times. Because apparently you only need 2 playthroughs to platinum it. I'm going to platinum this on PS5 and on PS4. I love this game so much, I'm willing to dual platinum it. So that's what's going to be taking up my time. But yeah, if you can get this game, and if you're curious or on the fence about it, I say pack it, get it. It is very, very good. You'll have a huge amount of time. You'll have a huge amount of fun. Not time, fun. So there's the fastest death speedrun world record in half a minute. Why? I don't know. I know how to do it as well. Yeah. There's a trophy linked to it. There is a trophy linked to it. You'll see the wizard. You catch you next time, I hope. No problem at all, Zaya. Fun stream. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much for coming along. And I will see you next time. I'll see all of you next time. Good luck with that, Malk. Straight for the brick road. So yeah, so next week for RPG Thursday, as said, be starting Final Fantasy IX. Off the roads where the greatest adventures await. This is true. Next stream for me is going to be Saturday at 4 PM GMT, where I'm going back to Darksiders 3, followed by Deep Rock Galactic with Team Bondage. Until then, though, thank you again all very much for coming along. I hope you have a good few days off. I hope you have good evenings, good nights, good mornings, good afternoons. Whatever the time is for you. Just one about Final Fantasy IX, it's a slow starter. Yeah, I think that might have been my problem. I think that might have been my problem. I didn't give it time to start properly. But yeah, I'm fine with that. I played Final Fantasy VIII on stream. I'm good with that. I'm good with slow starters. I'm good with slow burners. Great time, everyone. Until next time. Yeah. So, thank you all very much again. Thank you also, for Disco Elysium being the experience that it is. Let me just see very quickly if there's anyone I can throw you at. I don't think there is. I don't think I've got anyone on. No, I've got no one online. Oh well. I'm surprised. Oh well. So, until next time though, thank you all very much for coming along. And until then, stay safe. See you later. Bye.